solo this afternoon on this last Monday of 2024. Alexander Timilip here with you on the camera. Josh Dodge here at Olympus High School. We come into this game, excuse me, with an interesting matchup between these two teams. Obviously, these two teams, the respectively the best, considered the best in their divisions, now meeting here on the court for the first time this season. We've already seen Cottonwood a couple of times on our air going up against 6A competition. The latter part was Lone Peak back on the season opening week, back before Thanksgiving, and now here before New Year's. Here they are again, meeting against another 6A contender. So it should be interesting to see how it goes this afternoon. Layton and Cottonwood set to go in this on the second day rather of the Utah Autism Holiday Classic hosted by Olympus. Luka Chechez and Josh Checketts at center court, and we're underway this afternoon. Mark Miller's team, of course, finishing runner-up last year's the 6th seed in the 4A division, as John Rosevier goes in and can't get that one to go. Luka Chechez is able to get the rebound and score, and Cottonwood has the first points of this afternoon. On the other side, Kelby Miller's team returning a squad that is not light on experience at all. A lot of juniors on this team, as this shot is blocked by Chechez on the try by Checketts. Bayascalan gets it back outside to Luke Park. Park, along with Rosevier, the two returning stars for the Cottonwood Colts this season. As Bayascalan can't get that one to fall. Kick back out. Randall, open three. Chase Randall can't hit that three. Bayascalan gets the rebound. Layton looking for a bit of a better start than last season, as Luke Park goes in and lays that in off the glass. And the first 4 points of the game belong to the Colts. Kelby Miller's team looking to get back at least to the quarterfinals, as they have their first points of the afternoon by way of Sam Romer, by Jonah Fulmer rather. That rebound's deflected out. Bayascalan has it. Bayascalan pulls the trigger on the three. That rolls off the front of the rim. Checkett's the rebound. Chase Randall with the push here for the Lancers into the hands of Carter Miller. The sophomore against Rosevier, one of the best one-on-one defenders. Three-pointer on the way. That's no good. Chechez goes up and clears. Chechez stands 6'8". Of course, one Chris Cox stands 6'8" last season. He was the leading scorer for the Cottonwood Colts. Of course, the Colts losing Cox along with Peter Oguama, Ryan Nielsen. Those three constituted a big part of the scoring output for Mark Miller's team last year. So they are looking to a lot of their younger players, but they do have, like I said, Rosevier and Park back in the folds. Randall back out to Carter Miller, gets the screen. Fulmer, bounce pass, 16 on the shot clock here. Carter Miller gets a couple of screens, kicks it into the corner. Along the baseline, driving and rolling it out, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound, that doesn't go from Checketts. Back out it comes. Randall puts it up on the fake for three, that doesn't go. Checketts gets another offensive rebound, he can't score. Tries to go back up, he gets blocked. Fourth, fifth try at it, and we got a tie-up as Cottonwood's defense being very stingy here early on, and that's what you're going to notice early on. Cottonwood's defense, one of the best in 4A and one of the best in the state last year, as Carter Miller scores off the inbound to tie us at 4. Luke Park racing the other way. Right hand off a glass. That's Park's first points of the game. And we got an offensive foul. A moving screen called against Checketts. John Rosevier, the leading scorer this year for the Cottonwood Colts. And again, one of the best one-on-one defenders at his position in the state. That pass deflected out of bounds. It'll stay here. Already on the shot clock. Kelby Miller didn't agree. Cottonwood holding out front now with Park. Park, swing to the corner by Ascalon. Gets doubled out on the perimeter. Now it's stolen away. And Chase Randall's all by himself. He'll go in and lay it in off the front of the rim and score. And we're tied at 6. Just about past the halfway point here of the first quarter. By Ascalon finds some space and hits. Of course, Tengus by Ascalon trying to fill the point guard role. Back out to the corner. Here's Randall for 3. Rattles out, rattling around, punch back out. Miller tries it again. He can't hit the 3. Scramble for the ball. Randall gets there first. Romer has it. Romer swing into the basket. No foul. And that foul, I believe, is going to be charged on Bo Smith as first. So a very frantic pace to this game early on. Seth Romer will now head to the line. With 3:43 to go in the first quarter, his first shot is up and through. The Rewind Sports Network's coverage of the Utah Autism Holiday Classic continues tomorrow. Join us as host Olympus takes on Cottonwood in the final game of the challenge tomorrow afternoon. And of course, Josh, our cameraman, will be over at Copper Hills, where he'll have the opportunity to see Isaiah Reiser and the Grizzlies take on Kearns. Trevor Allen has the call of that game tomorrow afternoon, starting at a special time, 1:30 p.m. A little New Year's Day matinee for you all. Carter Miller has it out front now. A couple of subs came in on that last one. We'll ID that for you in just a second. With 16 on the shot clock, here's a 3. That rattles out. Miller trying to get to the rebound, and he gets fouled on the way up. So what the Lancers are lacking in size, they're making up for with their athleticism here early on. Makai Anderson, number 3, was one of the ones to check in at that last dead ball as Miller hits the first free throw to make it a 10-6 game.
In the game for Layton, number 14,
Jack Gotteridge comes in as well. Second shot, also good, and so it's 11-6 in favor of Layton. There comes Park speeding through the middle. Yates for 3 in the corner. That doesn't go. Anderson goes up high. That snatches the rebound. So offensive rebound's been the difference here so far. At least early on here in the first, 5 or 6 minutes here of this ball game. Here's Anderson driving against Miller. Anderson goes up and scores right through the contact. 11-8 the score. Mark Miller's defense, again, one of the best in 4A at their positions. A near steal there from Park on Carter Miller. Gotteridge got Cheches to go through the air, drives strong, no, but a foul. As Anderson got the swipe into the face.
his second personal foul. At the line, shooting 2.
And Jack Gotteridge will head to the line for the first time this afternoon. Gotteridge, first shot on the way is good. Hamilton Lease comes into the ball game now comes into the ball game for the Lancers. And Bo Smith also turns to the floors. That second shot is up and good. Under 2.5 minutes to go here in the first quarter. Kick out. Here's Lace. Lace, scramble for it on the floor in the paint. And we have a tie-up. Possession arrow favors the team in black. Shot clock remains at 25 seconds. And the game clock reached 2:13 here to go. Off the inbound. Nice play finding Bo Smith.
Bo Smith for 2.
13-10. Layton with the early 3-point lead here. Scoreboard actually says 12-11 Cottonwood. It should actually be 13-10 in favor of the Lancers. Here's a turnover there. Chechez coming out of the pack. Park with a spin move and the score. Wow, what a play. That's just his second field goal, but that is one of his better ones right there. On the drive, kick out. Romer gets to the rim and scores. Push up in transition. Find inside to Chechez, couldn't get up there quickly enough, and now it comes down to Miller, and now here come the Lancers in transition. Goderich to the basket, no! And Park gets the rebound, and he wants to run. And a find to Yates on the fast break for the bucket. Up and down they go. 15-14 Layton leads. Miller Euro step. Miller fires up. Can't get it to go. Yates the rebound. Pass stolen away. But the ball, stepping on the sideline was Randall. .55 seconds left in a frantic first quarter. 15-14 in favor of the Lancers. It says 16-13, but they should correct that here at the next timeout. Here's Park, gets the screen. Drives along the baseline, nice pass. But Smith could not finish it. Romer roaming his way up the floor. Goderich back up top. Swing into the corner, Randall, three-pointer. And that time Smith gets the rebound. Shot clock turned off. Park swings into the corner. Yates for three. No. Fight for the rebound. And this time Smith finds the rebound and cleans it up. Cottonwood back up top with 10 seconds left here in the first quarter. Last possession here. Park has 6 to lead the way for all scores. Carter Miller, step back, three-pointer. That doesn't go, and that's the end of the first quarter. Up, down, and through they go. 16-15 at the end of the first quarter. Cottonwood leads by a digit. What a start here this afternoon. Hey, we remind you, come celebrate the new year with KSL Sports Rewind on Friday. We have a full slate of games. East takes on Alta. We have girls basketball between Bingham and Syracuse. And Farmington takes on Red Hot Copper Hills. All 3 games start at 7 p.m. on the Rewind Sports Network. Come celebrate the new year with us on KSL Sports Rewind. And so now Mark Miller and Kelby Miller are going to be called over to the scores table. Looks like we have as I thought we have an anomaly in the scoring. So we're going to take a bit to get that sorted out. Because once again, our scoreboard reads 16-15, and the scoreboard here inside the gym says 18-13. And so we are going to have a stoppage here while we try to figure out what the actual score is. And we have a technical foul. And because of the anomaly in the score, we have an administrative technical foul called against the scorers tables. So Carter Miller now gets 2 shots. So effectively, this should bring us to where we should be in our score. And now we are at And now we are at our score, 18-15. So the administrative technical foul I'm going to assume was called on the scores table for the incorrect score. And so because of that, Layton was awarded 2 technical free throws, and now we're back at where our score should be at 18-15. Off the drive, and an extra 2 points for Jonah Fulmer. Fulmer out there along with Miller, with Checketts, with Romer, and Goderich to start the second quarter. Bayascalan hands to Lease. That pass deflected and stolen. Romer to the basket. And Layton has their first lead since late in the first quarter. Here comes Bayascalan now. Here's Lease. Pull up in the lane. Yes. Very evenly matched game here so far. Alexander Timolip flying solo with you this afternoon on this last Monday of 2024. Step back jumper by Romer doesn't go. Coming down with a rebound is Rosevier. He's been quiet so far. Tries to lob it in for Cheches. And he threw it out of bounds. Colts opened their season at against 3 of probably the better teams in 6A, 5A, and 3A this season. They lost at Highland, lost at home to Lone Peak, which was a close game. We had that on our network, 73-67. And then they lost on the road at Richfield. And by the way, those 3 teams, Richfield, Lone Peak, and I really do speak for a living here, folks. Believe me. Against Lone Peak, against Richfield, and against Highland. Those 3 teams are all expected to be in the top echelon, especially Highland, who we must say has come out of absolutely nowhere this season to be a contender in 5A as we have a foul on the perimeter. A couple of subs coming in. Isaac Smith checked in. Again, a lot of youth on this team for Mark Miller. The 2 most experienced players are Rosevier, of course, and Park. Park has 6 points right now for the Colts. And Rosevier, like we said, been very quiet here so far. Carter Miller back out to Romer. Here's Miller again. Goderich still out there. He gets the screen. Back out it comes Romer. 17 on the shot clock. Back to the wing. Pull-up jumper right side. That's Fulmer, rather. Jonah Fulmer filling it up here so far. He's got 8 points, and he now leads all scorers. Park behind the screen from Cheches. Looking for Cheches in the low block. Kicks it back out. Smith, open look, 3-pointer. Miller sprinting in transition. Here comes Romer. Perfectly executed play on the fast break. 3-point lead here for Layton. Largest lead for either side technically has been 3. No one has led by more than that as Bayascalan has it out front now. Here's Park. Park, Bayascalan, screen, 3, bingo! Tengiz Bayascalan with the 3-pointer, his first bucket from the field, and it is tied at 23. Here's Checketts. In the lane, Goderich goes to the right side and a foul. I believe it's going to be called against Isaac Smith, and that's on Smith. That's number 2 on him. And it is, and so Bo Smith looks like he's going to check back in for the Cottonwood Colts. It'll put Jack Goderich on the line for 2. Goderich bends the knees, first shot on the way, tumbles in. Region play lives here on the Rewind Sports Network. Be sure to join us starting on January the 10th as region play opens across the state of Utah. One of the most exciting times of the year. Don't forget to join us all season long for the best of region play and region action on your home for boys high school basketball, the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. And in case people didn't hear, realignment went going down earlier last week before Christmas as Rosevier hits the 3. And quiet no more. That's his first basket of the entire afternoon, and it comes with 4:45 left in the first half. Here is Romer now out front, matched up there by Smith. Randall, Goderich, blocked by Chetches. Here comes Park the other way. Park sprinting ahead of the pack. Park to the basket, up and under. He can't get it to go. Rebound captured by the Lancers. Here they come in transition. Kick to the corner. Randall, bounce pass. Miller for three. No! Offensive rebound and the putback for Seth Romer. And Layton moseys back in front. Park trying to go the other way, and he's fouled. Up and down they go here in this first half. A frantic, up-tempo pace. That's charged to Jack Goderich, his first. And it'll be the first on Layton in this quarter as Park will take it out front. Rosevier goes inside and lays it in. So after being quiet virtually the whole first half, he's got 5 points in less than a minute and a half, and Cottonwood moseys back in front. This is our 9th lead change of the first half. Romer wing side three. Cha-ching! Make it 10 lead changes here in the first half. Byaskalan gives to Park now. Park drives. Park back to Smith. Goes up strong. Can't get it to go. Chetches offensive rebound. And the putback, and we are tied again. Miller kicks it out. Goderich fakes. Puts up the three. Got it! 7 off the bench for Jack Goderich. As we've gone almost 3 minutes now without a whistle. What seems like 3 minutes without a whistle. Smith falls down. Here comes Miller in transition. Miller goes in and finger rolls it in. This is the largest lead that Layton has had, and Mark Miller will call a timeout. What a fun first half this has been here at Olympus High School. 35-30. Layton has the lead. Back after this word from UCCU on the Rewind Sports Network. Well, if you like fast-paced athletic basketball, this is your game. Layton leads Cottonwood 35-30. Late here in the first half. Layton currently on an 8-2 run right now. And they've outscored Cottonwood at 8-0 in this last minute and a half. Luke Park and John Rose. Luke Park has 6 points. Seth Romer leads the way with 10 points right now for the Layton Lancers, as Tenkis Byaskalan can't hit that three. And again, another break chance. Checkits was running behind the play. Romer now has it out front. Back out it comes. Goderich for three. No good. Offensive foul is called. And standing in there and drawing the charge is Tenkis Byaskalan. That's the first on Seth Romer and the 4th called on Layton in this quarter, so next foul will put the Lancers in the penalty. What a breakneck pace first half this has been. Here's Luke Park. Screen by Chetches. Back out to Chetches. He has a look. He'll pull the trigger. Too strong, and the rebound comes down here to Layton. Randall up ahead. Nice move there, and the layup for Jonah Fulmer. They are getting contributions from everybody here in this first half on a foul, as Fulmer was late getting back in transition. And that is a foul on Fulmer. It is the 15th foul on the Lancers. In the corner now, here's Byaskalan. Here's Rosevier. Rosevier, turnaround, tough shot, knocks it down, and a much-needed basket. John Rosevier now with 7 in this first half. Largest lead again for the Lancers was 7 just a moment ago. Knocked out of bounds, it'll stay here. with 1 minute and 42 seconds officially left here in the first half. And we have a stoppage. It looks like we have some clock issues, as the shot clock actually got reset to 35, so we need to get to a little bit of a more happier medium him. And it will be reset. It's 26. So now everybody's happy, or at least some people are happy. Now the inbound comes back in. Fulmer by Ascalon, draped on him out front. Here's Randall. Now here's Miller out front. 10 seconds on the shot clock. 9. Gets the screen. Double teamed out front. 8 seconds. 5 seconds. Miller, tough pull up from the foul line. That doesn't go. Checkets gets the offensive rebound. Randall for 3. That doesn't go. Yates comes in and grabs the rebound. Here comes Park. Park moving up in transition. Kicks it back. By Ascalon with Goderich in his face, decides not to shoot it. Park now has it out front. He's been quiet for a little bit. Park now has it. Speed dribble. Gets into the paint. Cheches the floater. Yes! Beautifully worked play. And the lead back down to 3 again. With under 45 to go here in the half. Crossover out front. Fulmer to the basket! Jonah Fulmer has been everywhere in this first half. And what a pass ahead by Park. And the reverse layup. Getting the bucket there is by Ascalon. The breakneck pace continues. 39-36. Shot clock turned off. Jonah Fulmer now has 12. Rosevier 7. Tengiz by Ascalon also has 7. Luke Park only has 2 points in this entire quarter. Fulmer, step back 3. That doesn't go. By Ascalon gets the rebound. 2 seconds. 1 second. Rosevier, the buzzer! Comes up short, and that's the end of the first half. As the breakneck pace for now finally simmers down. What a first half. Jonah Fulmer leading the way with 12. John Rosevier's got 7. Luke Park's got 6. Tengiz by Ascalon also chipping in with 7 of his own. We have reached halftime. 39-36. Lancers lead the Cottonwood Colts on day 2 of the Utah Autism Holiday Classic on KSL Sports Rewind. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you to all of our sponsors for another great calendar year. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters, Burt Brothers, where auto care is done better, UCCU, the Salt Lake Running Company, NutriCost, who invites you to take control of your health. And, of course, we can't do this without the good people at Heidemann and Associates. Call them today or visit them online for your free consultation, courtesy of the Rewind Sports Network. And just a reminder that at the conclusion of this afternoon's game, I'll be selecting my choice for Heidemann and Associates Player of the Game, presented again by the full-service law firm that goes above and beyond the call for the clients that they serve. Heidemann Associates, proud sponsors of KSL Sports Rewind, and proud to go beyond the call for all the clients they serve. Alexander Timolet flying solo with you this afternoon here at Olympus High School. A breakneck pace game here between Layton and Cottonwood. Again, 2 teams contending for the tops in their respective divisions. Cottonwood will have the basketball to start the second half. Colts were led by a duo of scores in that first half. Tengiz by Ascalon with 7 points. And John Rosevier, who really was quiet in that first half, came alive late with 7 points in the second quarter. Luke Park has 6. So he's on pace to keep helping out his team. Of course, Layton being led by Jonah Fulmer, 12 points. And Jack Goderich off the bench with 7 points. So he earns the right to stay in for at least a little bit longer in the second half, as we're off and running in this second half. Luke Park off the curl. Here comes Bayascalan for 3. Too strong. And Checkets goes up and snatches the board. Largest lead for Layton was 7. Largest lead for Cottonwood was 3. It was a really tightly contested first half. That 3 off the mark. Chasing for the rebound by Ascalon. Up ahead, Rosevier is all by himself, and he will go up and score. So John Rosevier now with 9, and we're back to a 1-point game again. Again, largest lead of the game for Layton was 7. Cottonwood's largest lead was just 3. Very tightly contested first half in the corner. Randall for 3, rattles out. Rosevier the rebound. Rosevier sprinting up the floor. Rosevier going to the basket. Wild shot, can't get it to go. Chetches on the follow. Scoops it up and in. And 4 quick points, and the Colts are back on top. Our 12th lead change of this game. We had 11 in the first half, and we had 9 ties. Fulmer going to the basket. Blocked by Chetches. That's his second one of the game. By Ascalon. Chetches going to hold out front. Looking for the screen. Gives it to Rosevier, and we got an offensive foul. As Chetches got called for lowering the shoulder into the defender. Just the 5th turnover of the game for Cottonwood. Layton also has 5. And for all the breakneck pace in the first half, it was relatively clean. Not a lot of turnovers. And we got an offensive foul going the other way. Levitz made us to put the announcer's curse on it. That's the second foul rather called on Josh Checketts, but it's the 5th turnover for Layton, and so both teams are even at 5 turnovers. Here comes Park against Checketts. Dribbles around him, kicks it back out by Ascalon. Back to Park. And he'll swing it back to Smith. Rosevier now. Rosevier almost lost control of the basketball. Rosevier finds his footing, tries to shovel it toward the basket, left it short. And the rebound is captured by Checketts in transition. Here comes Randall. Back to Fulmer. One more. Romer. Bingo! And Seth Romer now has 13 points, and the Lancers retake the lead as Park gets back to Chetches. Chetches goes up strong. Rattles won't go. Rebound out front. Pass deflected, and it's taken up by Park. Park in transition. Puts on the brakes. Smith goes up. Smith fires it up, and it's short but a foul. That is the 3rd foul on Josh Checketts. And Jack Goderich getting set to check back in, and I would assume Checketts is going to be sitting for quite a while. As Bo Smith goes to the line, first shot on the way is good. The Rewind Sports Network's coverage of the Utah Autism Holiday Classic continues tomorrow. Join us as we conclude the Classic, and also we have another one coming up tomorrow. Kearns takes on Isaiah Reiser and Copper Hills. That should be a fun one out there in West Jordan. Coverage starts at a special time, 1:30 p.m. tomorrow. Trevor Allen on the call for that one. Makai Anderson comes back in. And so very long, lengthy lineup now, defensive lineup here on the floor for Mark Miller, who again's team finished runner-up to Layton Christian last year in the 4A championship. Anderson gets the turnover and the timeout. What a play by Makai Anderson, getting his hand in the cookie jar and then getting the steal and causing the turnover and a timeout as well. And so with 5:09 to go, we'll just keep it here. And what has been a very interesting season so far for both these teams. Again, Cottonwood comes into this game 9-4, but they've won 9 of their last 10 games. Cottonwood defeated by Lone Peak, Highland, and Richfield in their first 3 games, but they turned it around, like I said, to win 9 of their next 10 so far, at least. Layton started off with a win over Viewmont and then a win over Clearfield, but then had to survive Copper Hills. But relatively then, everything's been smooth sailing for Kelby Miller's team. They certainly gave defending 5A champ Olympus all they could handle, as Rosevier can't hit the 3. Gets his own rebound, though. Kicks it back out to Bayascalan. Now Rosevier. And the pass deflected and stolen by Miller. Up ahead, Goderich by himself, and he'll go in and score. Great hands that time by Carter Miller, and Layton once again has the lead. 9 points off the bench for Jack Goderich. And A 1-3-1 zone shown by Layton. And some miscommunication as Bioscalan turns that over. Approaching the halfway point of the third quarter here at Olympus High School. 44-42 Lancers. It's been a tight, breakneck pace game throughout. Fulmer to the basket. Boy, Jonah Fulmer has been putting on a show this afternoon. 14 points now. 1-3-1 zone shown again by Layton. Park dribbles through it. Bioscalan. Trap back out to Anderson. Anderson sets the feet, fires three-pointer. And it hits the backboard and out of bounds. And it'll go back to Layton.
Return of the Colts. We're at number 20, Yates.
Yates comes back in for the Colts to give Bioscalan a rest with 3:57 to go here in the third quarter. 14 points for Jonah Fulmer, 13 points for Sam Romer. On the floor, Anderson almost came up with another turnover. Fulmer back to Goderich. Sam Romer roaming to the basket. Scoop layup off the glass, won't go. Goderich, the offensive rebound, and he puts it back up and in. The Colts have been burned on the offensive glass most of the afternoon. Park trying to slash inside, pass deflected and stolen. Into the corner, Romer, one more, Randall drives. Randall, Fulmer, Miller, three-pointer. Left it short, and an offensive foul called against Layton. Three minutes and 11 seconds left to go. Largest lead of the game for the Lancers. Their largest lead previously was 7. And again, the 1-3-1 zone shown by Kelby Miller's crew. Anderson drives to the basket. Can't get it to go. Rebound Goderich. That zone has given some fits to the Cottonwood Colts here in this third quarter. Driving inside, passes batted up into the air. Miller's able to handle it. Fulmer drives. Fulmer, one more. Goderich, corner three. Got it! And this now the largest lead for Layton. It's a 9-point lead. Park puts on the brakes. Rosevier into the corner. Yates. And a foul called as Goderich was a little over-aggressive on Chetches. Hunter Lease been sent to check back in. Already 14 fouls called. Hamilton Lease back in. 3 players in double figures as Chetches finally puts an end to the run. A much-needed basket for the Cottonwood Colts, trailing now by 7. Goderich, why not? Try it again. Leaves it short this time. Anderson covers up the rebound. Back to Park, one more in the corner, Lease. Park again, dribbling, Rosevier kicks it back out, Park slashing, driving, floater off the glass, tough shot. And Park has his first basket of the second half. And we have a stoppage here. It looks like we have a timeout as Miller, looks like it's a head injury. That's not a good sign, holding the back of his head as he went back to the bench. Obviously in some serious distress. Sitting down here on our far sideline. We'll try to see if he'll come back into the game. He's an important player for the Lancers for sure. On the block, Romer blocked again, this time by Chetches. Now here comes Park the other way. Bounce pass. Rosevier in a clogged up lane, somehow finds a lane. Lease tips the rebound to Park. Double in the corner. Anderson sets, fires, three-pointer! 7 straight points, back to a 2-point game again. The game of runs continues. Fulmer almost lost control to dribble out front. Anderson now comes up to help. Romer, sidestep three-pointer, answers back! And a timeout is called. As I think Kelby Miller, like myself, probably needs a bit of a breather after all this running up and down the floor. Seth Romer now at 16 points. Sam Romer now at 16 points. Jack Goderich, by the way, has 14 off the bench. And Jonah Fulmer has 14 points. And meanwhile, Luka Cechez is the only player to break double figures for Cottonwood. Alexander Timolet flying solo with you here on the Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. We saw Carter Miller come out of the ball game. We suspect because of a potential head injury. Now he's back on the floor. Just probably needed some time to gather himself. Largest lead for Cottonwood was 3. Largest lead for Layton was in this quarter at 9. It's been cut to as many as 2. And the Colts now have some momentum heading into this final 58 seconds of the third quarter. What has been a tightly contested game here this afternoon here at Olympus on this last Monday of 2024. Park back out, Lease for 3. Too strong, Anderson fighting for the rebound and getting it. He's made quite an impact off the bench. He goes up and he is fouled by Goderich. And that's going to be 3 on Jack Goderich and the 15 foul on Layton. And so with 36.1 left here in the quarter, the Lancers are now in the penalty again. Anderson to the line. First shot is perfect. The Rewind Sports Network's coverage of the Utah Autism Holiday Classic is presented by Heidemann and Associates, who is proud to go above and beyond the call for the clients they serve. Call them or visit them online for your free consultation, courtesy of the Rewind Sports Network. Makai Anderson now with 6 off the bench, including that big three-pointer just a little bit ago. He's now got 7. And the Layton Lancer lead is once again shaved to 1. Game clock and shot clock, about a 1.3 second difference. And Layton's just going to try to take this down as much as they can. Bayaskalan comes back in. It is Bayaskalan, Park, Rosevier, Cechez, and Anderson for Mark Miller's Colts. Now they'll start working. 10 seconds. And we are going to get a baseline violation, as Romer was the first to touch the ball coming back over the baseline. Kelby Miller's got palms upward saying what the call was. 8 seconds left. 8 left here in the quarter. Park, 7 seconds. Park with 6. Park drives, left-handed scoop off the glass, will not go. Miller's not going to have a time to get the shot off. That 3 by Anderson goes in, but it does not count. And so we're about back where we started at the end of the third quarter. 15 points each scored by the two teams. And we've got a 3-point game heading to the final 8 minutes here this afternoon. Well, hope you all caught your breath, because we did. Ready for the start of what's going to be a great fourth quarter here at Olympus High School. The Utah Autism Holiday Classic continues. Alexander Timolet flying solo from Olympus High School this afternoon. Josh Dodge on the camera. Of course, we remind you that tomorrow the Autism Holiday Classic concludes here on New Year's Eve. And also Josh will be over with Trevor Allen at Copper Hills High School, where Kearns will face off against Isaiah Reiser and the Grizzlies. Coverage starts tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. A little New Year's Day matinee, New Year's Eve matinee for you all on the Rewind Sports Network. And again, we'd like to wish those of you watching a happy holidays and a happy and very safe new year as we prepare for what's going to be a brutal run of region games. Romer back out. Fulmer drives. Fulmer off the glass. Blocked by Anderson. Here comes Park. That's the 5th block for Cottonwood this afternoon. Park backing in on Checkets. Has nowhere to go. Back out to Rosevier now. Mid-high post. And Rosevier will reset from out front with 20 on the shot clock. Layton falls back into their man-to-man. They were in that 1-3-1 that was giving Cottonwood fits for most of that third quarter, but they sunk back into that man. Spin move, Luke Park to the basket. He can't finish it. And we got a travel. As Bo Smith couldn't decide what he wanted to do, he got caught underneath in front of the much larger Checketts. What a time to have that. 8th turnover of the game for the Colts. Rome around the screen, off the glass. Boy, has he had an afternoon and a half. 18 now for Seth Romer. 18 now for Sam Romer. Rosevier trying to answer back. Can't do so. Anderson flying in for the offensive rebound. And he's going to get called for the over the back.
Called on number 3. His third personal foul. Layton basketball.
That is the third foul called on Makai Anderson. Layton's largest lead was 9 points. Kelby Miller's team trying to put the squeeze on the Cottonwood Colts and lock this one down. Sam Romer maybe got a piece of it. There was Bo Smith. Here comes Rosevier speeding up through center court. Mark Miller calling for 5 out. Park into the corner. Byaskalan. They get the 3. Tingis Byaskalan gets another big 3. Back to a 2-point game. Fulmer back to the corner. Makai Anderson has been in there for a while. He's got 7 off the bench right now. Off the screen. Miller trying to answer back. And does! And Carter Miller now becomes the 4th Layton player to reach double figures. Luke Park to the basket, swings it back. Bo Smith, left-handed floater. That won't go. And a foul. And if that's on Josh Checketts, that's number 4. And they're going to call it. And they're going to call it as John Rosevier now will step to the line. Only 1 player for Cottonwood is in double figures, or 2 players now for Cottonwood in double figures. Now there's 3. As Rosevier knocks down the first, he's got 10. They did not call the foul on Checketts, by the way. Checketts would have had 4 fouls. They called it on Jonah Fulmer. That's his 2nd. Rosevier's 2nd. Shot, got it. 11 now for Rosevier, and a 3-point game again. Almost at the 5-minute mark here of the 4th quarter. Crunch time approaching. This game's been close all afternoon. And the largest lead for Layton was 9 points. But since then, it has been a mostly tightly contested game. Carter Miller for 3! Another big shot for Carter Miller. Back to a 6-point game. Park at a travel. (62-56). Jack Goderich will come back in to relieve Chase Randall. 4 players in double figures now on the court for Layton. Picked by Anderson. Anderson drives to the basket and scores. Makai Anderson coming up with a big play himself. And it's a 4-point game. He's got 9 off the bench, including a couple of steals. And a foul called on Anderson as he came across the body. And Mark Miller put his hands on his face. Think he probably knew. 2-possession game, 4:39 to go here in regulation time. We are in crunch time now. Makai Anderson will have a seat, and he'll come out to a well-deserved standing O from the Cottonwood fans. Bo Smith comes back in. 4:40 to go here in the game. Fulmer driving. Kicks it back out. Here's Sam Romer. Pull-up jumper, 16 feet. He knocks it down. 64-58. Park. He's been aggressive here in the second half. Park drives, left-hand scoop off the glass. Pretty play. The punches just keep going back and forth. 4-point lead again, as we're halfway through this fourth quarter now. 20 points now for Sam Romer. Fulmer lost control. Turnaround Jay. Can't get the roll. Smith going up for the rebound. And he's still able to get control of it and get it to Rosevier. Rosevier by Ascalon. And back out it comes here to Rosevier. Rosevier back to Chetches. Sets, fires, three-pointer. Bingo! What a shot by Luka Chetches. It's a 1-point game. 13 now for Luka Chetches. The 4A runners up, not going quietly. Miller, step back three-pointer. No good. Check gets the offensive rebound. Jump ball. Bodies on the floor. And the possession arrow says Colts ball. And now we get the official call. 4 players in double figures now for Cottonwood. 4 players in double figures for Layton. Led all scorers does Sam Romer with 20 points this afternoon. And Cottonwood with a chance to take their first lead since midway through the third quarter. And a timeout is burned by Mark Miller. And so we will build the drama. 30-second timeout call, 3:07 to go. And Layton and Cottonwood in a duel here late. Welcome back to this great game here this afternoon. Alexander Timop alongside Josh Dodge on the camera here at Olympus High School. 64-63. We remind you, if you want to watch Olympus and Pleasant Grove, that's coming up next over on Olympus TV. We will not be streaming that game. Again, if you want to watch Olympus against Pleasant Grove and the rest of the games of the Utah Autism Holiday Classic, those games will be available only on KSLSports.com or on Oli.tv. 1 point the difference here between Layton and Cottonwood. The largest lead for Layton was 9 points. And Cottonwood, once down by 9, now has a chance to potentially take the lead. Here is Chetches. Rosevier. This is for the lead. Cottonwood on top with 2:52 and counting. Rosevier now with 14 points. Carter Miller now. He's matched up against Park. Back to Sam Romer. Romer is fouled before the shot. No basket. And it is called to John Rosevier, his first, team third, and there will not be free throws yet. 66-64. As defense for offense, here comes Makai Anderson right back into the game for Bo Smith. So it is Anderson, Park, Bayascalan, Rosevier, Chetches, and Smith. Now the sixth man. Into the corner, trap. Cross-court intercepted by Anderson. That's his 4th steal off the bench. Layton now looking for a stop. They have Miller, Goderich, Fulmer, Romer, and Checketts. Checketts is out there with 3 fouls. Chetches gives the screen. Park along the baseline. Goes up and scores! How did he find his way through all that traffic? Pass comes in and a backcourt violation. Before that, a timeout was called. Kelby Miller knew it. Luke Park has been quiet virtually this entire game. He scores just his 2nd field goal of the second half. And Mark Miller's crew now has their largest lead of the game. The Rewind Sports Network on KSLSports.com. Proud to bring you the Utah Autism Holiday Classic. Remind you it'll conclude tomorrow. And again, tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. we have a special New Year's Eve matinee for you. Join us as Trevor Allen has the call for Kearns against Copper Hills, and then at 4 p.m. here from Olympus, it's Layton against Pleasant Grove. And we remind you on Friday, come celebrate the new year with us with a triple header of games. East against Alta, Bingham against Syracuse, and Farmington and Casey Walkenhorst and the Farmington Phoenix to face off against Brian Alfrey and the red-hot Copper Hills Grizzlies. Coverage all starts 7 p.m. on Friday. Come celebrate the new year with us on KSL Sports Rewind. But boy, are we going out with a bang here today on this last Monday of 2024, 68-64. Timeout situation. 3 timeouts left for Layton, 2 timeouts left for Cottonwood. Foul situation. Layton currently has 3 fouls to give. Cottonwood has 2 more before they're in the penalty. Here is Fulmer. Romer, pull-up jumper, way off. Checkets, offensive rebound, count it, and 1! He has not scored all afternoon till right there. And a chance to make it a 1-point game with 1:48 left in regulation. Checkett's free throw is off the mark. Cheches the rebound. Here comes Park. And I think the official thought he heard Mark Miller say timeout, and instead he said 5 out. And Mark Miller and the official are having a laugh. So some major miscommunication as Mark Miller was calling the play, and the official thought he heard timeout. Instead, it was 5 out, not timeout. There's a difference. And Kelby Miller even giving a bit of a chirp to his buddy Mark Miller over there. What a fun game this has been this afternoon. 90 seconds left, 2-point game. Luke Parks got 12. Sam Romer leads all scorers with 20 points. 10 seconds. Rosevier around the screen. Rosevier goes up strong, can't get it to go. Miller the rebound. Carter Miller racing up the floor. Fulmer drives, pull-up jumper, short. Rebound Anderson. How many big plays has he made this afternoon? Diving for it on the floor, and we have a timeout. Tengiz Bayaskalan comes in and saves his buddy and gets the timeout with 1:04 left to go. A full timeout, we'll take one as well. 68-66. Cottonwood leads by a deuce. 68-66, 1 minute 4 seconds left here in this tightly contested war between 2 division contenders, 4A Cottonwood, 6A Layton. As Cottonwood try to hold on here for what would be a huge win late in non-region play. 1 minute to go. Park has it out front. Rosevier double teamed. Able to split the double, now he's fouled. And remember, Layton still has a couple of fouls to give. They still have 2 or 3 Randall. 3 more they can give, so that is the 3rd foul. That is the 3rd foul now on Randall. No one is really in foul trouble except for Makai Anderson, who has 4. Anderson now has it out front. And now here's Park. Park, and we get a foul with 43 seconds to go. And that's Seth Romer, and that's Sam Romer. He gets called for his 3rd. 2 more fouls. Layton will be in the penalty. 1 more foul against Cottonwood. They will be in the penalty. 1 timeout left for Cottonwood, 3 left for Layton. But the Lancers need to stop. Here it comes to Rosevier. Rosevier drives. Rosevier banker off glass! 70-66. And a quick foul, no basket. That basket will not count. As Rosevier commits the quick foul. And that will put Layton in the penalty, and that will put the Colts in the penalty with 34.6 to go. Miller to the free throw line. His first shot is good. So it's a one-possession game again. Again, Layton has 3 timeouts left. Cottonwood has just the 1. Miller's second shot is good, and Kelby Miller will take a timeout. So they'll have 2 left. So with 34.6 seconds left to go, Layton will draw up their defense with one possession hanging in the balance. Back after this. Out of the timeout we come. Alexander Timolip flying solo, 34.6 seconds remaining. Game reset here, timeouts left. Layton's got 2, Cottonwood's got 1. Layton's got 2 fouls to give, and Cottonwood's already in the penalty. Luke Park gets it back, John Rosevier. And Rosevier immediately going to be fouled with 31.4 seconds. That was the foul to give for the Lancers. That foul called on Miller, so the next foul will put Layton in the penalty. And the shot clock, as Josh Dodge astutely pointed out, is also turned off. So Layton can only hope they can get a turnover here off this inbound. And Anderson almost turned it over. Rosevier gets it back, and he's quickly fouled with 28.1 seconds left. That foul called on Miller, his second. And so no more fouls to give either side. Both sides are now in the penalty with 28.1 seconds to go. And John Rosevier, who has had a strong second half, will head to the free throw line. 2 biggies here. Rosevier hits the first. 17 now for John Rosevier. Again, no timeout. 1 timeout left for Cottonwood, 2 for Layton. No fouls to give. Rosevier hits the second. Bo Smith comes back in to replace Anderson with the 4 fouls. Two timeouts for Layton. Got to get a quick basket. Back it goes. Romer for 3. Got it! Timeout called by Kelby Miller with 20 seconds left to go. And so the drama builds even more. We remind you, coming up at the end of this game, we'll be selecting our choice for the Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game. Presented by the full-service law firm that is committed to going above and beyond for you, the client. What a game this has been this afternoon here at Olympus High School. 20 seconds remaining here in this game. Alexander Timolip flying solo this afternoon from Olympus High School. What a game, what a battle this has been. 4 players in double figures on both sides, led by Sam Romer with 23 points for Layton. John Rosevier leading the way with 18 for the Cottonwood Colts. Luke Park has 12. Luka Chechez has 13 points. And Tengiz Bayasgalan has 10 points. So 20 seconds left to go. No, 2 timeouts now left for Layton. 1 left for Cottonwood. No more fouls, remember, to give either side. We'll see how the Lancers want to play it. And now we got a timeout blown by Cottonwood. And so they have exhausted their allotment of timeouts. So that means Layton only has 2 left now, with 20 seconds left here in the game. Remember, Cottonwood was down by as many as 9 points. That was the largest lead anybody has had all afternoon. And Cottonwood came back, took their largest lead of the afternoon at 68-64 with about 2 minutes to go, or about 3 minutes to go rather, and ever since then it's been nip and tuck. Sam Romer hitting that three to make it a 1-point game, and now here we are. What a performance by both these squads this afternoon. Remind you, Layton will play a Pleasant Grove tomorrow afternoon to help conclude the Utah Autism Holiday Classic. Dave Harrison has the call for that one starting at 1:30 p.m. At 4 p.m., Kearns takes on Copper Hills with Trevor Allen on the call for that one. What a way to celebrate the new year with us. We can do it right here on KSL Sports Rewind. Alexander Timolip again flying solo. Again, no more timeouts for Cottonwood. Now there's only one timeout left for Layton. They took one off the board because they miscalculated the timeout. So one timeout for Layton, none for Cottonwood. And now John Rosevier will inbound the ball. Everybody falls silent now here inside the gym. Rosevier gets it into Anderson. And he is quickly fouled with 19 seconds left. And so Makai Anderson, who's come up big all afternoon with 9 points, 5 rebounds, 4 steals off the bench, will now head to the line. No matter what happens, it will still be a one-possession game. It's just going to be a matter of, is it going to be a 2 or a 3-point game? And Anderson calmly hits that one. 73-71. Mark Miller quickly motioning for Bo Smith back to the side. Second shot is good. 11 points now off the bench for Makai Anderson. Anderson will stay in. And 19 seconds, Cottonwood needs a 3. And a timeout is called. Kelby Miller will spend his last one with 17 seconds left to go here in the game. We'll build the drama. Full timeout Layton. Nobody has any more timeouts. And Cottonwood up by 3. The Rewind Sports Network proud to bring you coverage of the Utah Autism Holiday Classic. What a game we've had here between Layton and Cottonwood. Alexander Timolip flying solo with Josh Dodge on the camera. Cottonwood came back to take the lead 66-64 with about 3 minutes to go, and they have led virtually since then. And Layton's going to have one more chance to try to tie this game and try to force overtime. "17 seconds to go. Miller, Fulmer, Randall, leading scorer Romer, who has the ball on the floor. Romer for the tie. He got it! Tie game with 5 seconds. Here comes Part. Part drives up the floor. Out of bounds with 0.6 to go. And I do not believe there's going to be time left on the clock. No timeouts left, as everybody just trying to get really in position now for what's going to be a full court heave. And barring a foul, this will be the last play. Randall fires. Romer gets it off. It's going to come out short. And that, my friends, is the end of regulation time. Sam Romer with 26 points. And we are going to overtime here at the end of 36 minutes. Well, it's only fitting this game goes to overtime. Alexander Timolip flying solo with you alongside Josh Dodge on the camera. We welcome you now to overtime on KSL Sports Rewind, presented by NutriCost. Just like how Nutricost invites you to take control of your health, someone must take control to win this game. This is overtime on KSL Sports Rewind, again presented by Nutricost. We are tied at 74, Alexander Timolip here at Olympus High School. Put 4 more on the clock. We are heading into the unknown, that is overtime. Team fouls remain at 5. Both teams will be in the penalty for the rest of this game, and 1 timeout each. 26 points for Sam Romer, including those 2 threes to tie the game. Starting 5s all back on the floor for the Lancers and for the Colts. And the tip belongs to the Colts to start overtime, and it's Luke Park who loses his man. Cannot get it to go. Fight for the rebound. Who's it going towards? It's going to stay here. Iron unkind for Luke Park as that one spun out on him from the cylinder. He'll have the ball here underneath his own goal. Lob in for Smith. It got broken up. And now Layton has the ball for the first time here at OT. Checkets. Fulmer had a notion, doesn't take it. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Romer, he's come up big this afternoon. Now here's Miller again. Shot clock down to 10. Back to Romer. He'll pull the trigger for 3. He cannot miss. 29 points and 5 threes for Sam Romer. Park the other way. Rosevier trying to answer. Can't do so. Checkets the rebound. 77-74. Layton back in front here at overtime. Our 16th lead change of this game. A minute gone here at overtime. Romer matched up against Park. Romer behind the back, lobs it in for Checkets. Underneath it goes, blocked by Cheches. 5th block of the game. Here comes Park again. Park to the basket and scores. A big answer there from Luke Park. Back to a 1-digit game. Almost halfway through overtime. Miller drives. Wild shot, doesn't get it to go, but a foul. Doesn't matter. It's going to be free throws anyway. And if that's called on Rosevier, that's number 3.
His 3rd personal foul for the Lancers, shooting 2. Carter Miller.
Carter Miller now will go to the line to shoot 2. Again, both teams are in the penalty here in overtime. Nobody has any more fouls. And Miller calmly hits that one. Carter Miller now with 17 points. Sam Romer, 29 points and 5 3-pointers. Second shot is good. Again, it's a 1-possession game. Here with 2:22 to go here in OT. What a battle this has been here this afternoon. Rosevier by Ascalon. Picks up the dribble. And it's a turnover and a foul. And if that's Anderson, that's number 5. Bo Smith.
Back into the Colts, number 5, Bo Smith.
We'll check back in.
Shooting 2 bonus free throws.
Sam Romer now to the line. He has 29 points and 5 threes this afternoon. His first shot is no good. Just the 2nd missed free throw for Layton this afternoon. Second shot is good. Romer now has 30. It's a 4-point game. Park sprinting up the floor by Ascalon for 3! And the big shots just keep on coming halfway through overtime. And once again, it is a 1-point game. Ascalon's now got 13 points and 3 threes. Again, both teams 1 timeout left. Both teams in the penalty. No more fouls to give. Fulmer drives. Jonah Fulmer to the glass. Brilliantly done. 16 for Fulmer. Park back to Rosevier. Smith. Closely guarded by Ascalon. Blocked by Fulmer. The first block of the afternoon for the Lancers. And Randall's going to slow it up out front. 1 minute left in the fifth quarter. John Rosevier against Jonah Fulmer out front. Romer with 30 points now. 9 seconds on the shot clock. 7 seconds, 6 seconds. Pass deflected. Romer coming off, three-pointers up. That's way off the top of the scoreboard. And it'll be Cottonwood ball with 37 left here in overtime. And Mark Miller is going to burn his timeout now. So maybe he's thinking get a quick bucket and then foul. I don't know what the strategy is going to be yet. Remember, coming up at the conclusion of this game, I'll be selecting my choice for the Heidemann and Associates player of the game, the player who went above and beyond the call for the clients they serve. 37 seconds left here in the fifth quarter. Alexander Timolet flying solo with you here from Olympus High School, the Utah Autism Holiday Classic, and a game that has featured 16 lead changes and 12 ties. It has been everything we asked for. Sam Romer with 30 points and 5 3-pointers. John Rosevier has 18 points to lead Cottonwood, 14 for Luke Park, 13 each for Luka Chechez and Tegas Bayascalan. On the other side, Carter Miller has 18, Romer with 30, and Jonah Fulmer with 16. And Jack Goderich has 14 points off the bench. So Cottonwood has no more timeouts. 37 seconds left here in the game. And here we go. Chechez in the high post. Rosevier, step back, three-pointer. Rattles off the rim. Rebound grab by Romer. Tossed ahead, Miller gets it there. Check it. Missed the layup, but he's going to get his own rebound, and he's fouled. With 17 seconds left. And if there's any consolation, at least Checketts ran a couple more seconds off the clock. Instead of icing the game, he took a couple more precious seconds off the clock. Again, no more fouls, each team in the penalty. Josh Checketts now will head to the free throw line. And he misses the first. Second shot is good. Two-possession game. 17 seconds left here in the fifth quarter. Checketts is out. And Goderich comes back in. And Park almost turned it over. Maybe waited a bit too long. Here's Bo Smith. Back to Park. They need a shot. Park gives it back by Ascalon. Puts up a wild three. That doesn't go. Batted around. Rosevier can't get it to fall. Smith puts it in. That's it. Layton wins. What a game. Layton wins 83-81 in overtime. And if you've caught your breath yet, Now we can finally relax after what was an amazing battle between two very, very good top-tier contenders. Time now for a Heidemann & Associates Player of the Game, presented by the full-service law firm committed to winning for you, the client. I mean, we got to go with Sam Romer on this one. 30 points, 5 3-pointers, including the game-tying 3 that sent us to overtime with 9 seconds left. That man right there, ladies and gentlemen, is a serious issue. And Kelby Miller's team now gets their 9th win of the season. Cottonwood falls to 9-5, but not certainly for a lack of hard-earned effort. It was a war between these two teams here this afternoon. What a game. And don't forget, the last 2 games of the day between Skyline and Pleasant Grove, and the game featuring Olympus will be coming up on Oli.tv and exclusively on KSLSports.com, coming up in about 30 minutes from now. We thank you for taking the time to join us on this Monday afternoon, this last Monday of 2024. For Josh Dodge and for Vince Francis back in the KSL broadcast house, working overtime on this Monday of 2024. Alex Arendt-Smilip wishing you Happy New Year and Happy Holidays. And we'll see you, if not tomorrow, for our last day of 2024 when the calendar turns next January.